Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly, Kalen DeBoer, and Brent Venables. There's something there that we need to discuss. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a stat mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. So if that's something that you're into, consider hitting that subscribe button and like this video and answer a question in the comments below. I'm going to give you the vanilla one first. The vanilla one is, which one of these head coaches, Kalen DeBoer, Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley, or Brent Venables, can win a national championship before the others? But you know what? I'm going to even take it down a notch. It's a little bit more sprinkles on this vanilla. But which one of these coaches can win a conference championship first? Now, 3 of those are in the SEC, right? 1 of those is in the Big Ten. Why is this interesting now? This is interesting now because there are a lot of people that aren't at Oklahoma, that are around Oklahoma, that are talking well about Oklahoma, right? Particularly John Mateer. A lot of people got a really great feeling about what John Mateer can and will be doing in 2025. He is getting the kind of hype that you would expect for a prized quarterback pickup in the transfer portal. He's also shown at Washington State that he has the moxie to both run and throw. He is given the energy that you would expect around a Baker Mayfield style of transfer. I know this because we were around this Baker Mayfield style of transfer, but it's a different era of college football. I also find it interesting that the social media strategy has changed and that clips about what this man can do on a football field are making their way out. And it's spring, so we're drawing conclusions. Now, you will know I go for OU. But I look at Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, and I go, that's a program that just lost what I think is going to be the steal of the NFL draft in Jalen Milroe, and is looking at Keelan Russell, 5-star prospect, but he's very young. Austin Mack, another top prospect that followed Kalen DeBoer from Washington to Alabama, and now is going to get reunited with the offensive coordinator he's going to be playing for in Ryan Grubb, and, of course, Ty Simpson. One of those guys got to pan out, but if the Ty Simpson thing doesn't work, the Austin Mack thing needs to. I don't know how quickly you want to go to Keelan Russell, but we're going to find that out because you need some wide receivers that can get that ball out to Ryan Williams. He demands service. You got to get that guy service, okay? Got to be able to run the football, those sorts of things. Also got to figure out what you're going to do defensively because Kane Womack wasn't given the best energy on that. Then you get around to Oklahoma, which is a team that is coming off a losing record. Basically had to do the Michigan play without a quarterback, fire the offensive coordinator, bring in an offensive coordinator so you can get the quarterback. That was the plan. Went to try to get a new defensive coordinator because Zach Alley unexpectedly made the leap to West Virginia. And who do you hire but yourself, Brent Venables? We all love Brent Venables as a defensive play caller. Everybody does. He had a couple of down years where he was trying to call the defense with some strings attached to it. It wasn't going well. Bob brings in Mike. Brent gets a call from Dabo, goes to Clemson, wins 2 national championships, comes back home to run the program. Now, we get to Brian Kelly, who apparently can go build you an offense. He can build you a Heisman Trophy winner that Juju Watkins wants to sit next to and say, what's up, what's good, how are you? And his mama going to go sit down there between them because Mama Daniels wasn't having that. Never mind, Juju Watkins is one of them 7-figure types at damn near 20. She can get what she want when she want it. Mama, you can sit down somewhere and maybe join a book club, but that ain't what black mamas do. They don't join book clubs. They sit in between you and say, nah. Nobody messing this one up. All right, cool. So Juju might have to work at it if that's something she want. For that matter, so will Jaden. But you also got a Brian Kelly that can't seem to field a damn defense. Hill Perkins coming back, though. Patrick Payton transferred over. Like, they've added studs. There's lots of reasons to believe that LSU is going to be good and make the college football playoff in 2025. Those reasons come back to basically what Tennessee was last year. Be good defensively. Be good. Not great, but good. And be good offensively. Bordering on great. Bordering on excellent. With Garrett Nussmeier, they ought to have some of that, right? Adding dudes to throw the ball to like Nick Anderson. They're going to be okay. They're going to be fine, right? They have a back that I really love. Look, there's lots of reasons as to why you should like LSU going into 2025. But to win the conference championship and win the national championship, you're going to need to show us a little bit more on the back end. That secondary is going to have to grow up in a hurry. And then we get to Lincoln Riley. who posted on IG that he was golfing with Michael Phelps, who's retired, and swims. This is also when we find out that USC is making staff cuts because they don't know how much federal funding they're going to get. The Department of Education, well, it exists until such time as Congress decides that it doesn't, but President Trump has decided that it should not exist, right? So a lot of universities are proactive about, okay, if the budget gets cut by, at USC, $1.35 billion, you got to take a look at this. And this is a man that is making, if you believe reports, somewhere $20 million to coach at USC. Coach at USC, you had a Heisman winner in Caleb Williams. Brought the Heisman winner back, you win 7 games. It's not good. Miller Moss throws for 6 touchdowns against the Louisville team that has won 19 games 2 years. Doesn't even make it through the entire year. Transfers to Louisville. Gonna lead that team. And you go with Jordan Maiava, who I think is pretty damn good, but he needs help. You lose Quentin Joyner to Texas Tech. That's the best tailback I think you got. You lose Zachariah Branch to Georgia. That's the best player you've got. And his brother, Zion Branch, who's nothing but a starting safety at USC. You're asking Danton Lynn to really help you out with a defense that ain't built for the offense that you want to run, which goes fast and scores and puts the defense in positions where they either have to get the ball back in a hurry or they have to give up 6 or, explosive plays, making the time that the other offense has the ball shorter so you can get it back. What I find more interesting about this than anything else is that I can draw a line that shows that Lincoln Riley going to USC precipitated so much of this. There is no Brent Venables coming to Oklahoma if Lincoln Riley does not go to USC. But it was such a glove fit that as soon as I learned that this had happened at an airport, I said, Oklahoma coach Brent Venables. Made all the sense in the world to me. I still like that dude. What I find more shocking about that now is that I am in the minority. There are not a lot of Oklahoma fans that like that guy at all. I think a couple of wins against SEC opponents with rankings next to their name might change that, particularly one called Texas. Be okay. But it needs to be okay. It needs to get to that place. You need to have something like a Ryan Day kind of resurgence. You need to be able to flip the script, show everybody what Oklahoma football is supposed to be about, go win an SEC championship. Now, new members to the SEC winning a championship ain't something that really happens. South Carolina ain't done it. Arkansas ain't done it. Texas A&M ain't done it. Missouri ain't done it. Like, you can keep going down the list. It's tough to enter this league as a non-legacy and go win it. A lot of things to learn, a lot of things to get in the way. So, of this group, it feels like Alabama is always going to have the apparatus around it and the infrastructure to give Kalen DeBoer a little bit more of everything than LSU, than Oklahoma, than USC. Though USC, being a private school, I think is a little bit further down because at Oklahoma, everybody pulls in the same direction when it's time to go. Same thing is true at LSU, by the way. I was maybe 10 years old. Growing up in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, used to go down to New Orleans all the time. Go to Slidell for back-to-school shopping. That's what it was like, right? I'm an hour away from Gulfport. I'm 80 minutes from Biloxi. Spent a lot of time in the water out there. Spent a lot of time going to Mardi Gras, whatnot, what have you, going to aquariums. Got to know a lot about New Orleans. Do you know that I was damn near 10, 12 years old before I learned that LSU was in Baton Rouge? Because that's how big LSU football is in New Orleans. And right now, everybody's like, well, we about the Saints. Yeah, till LSU start winning, then y'all going to raise them purple and gold flags so much so that I'm going to be looking around like, I didn't know everybody was a Q-Dog. Because they not. They LSU fans. But purple and gold is purple and gold. You understand. You get it. I also love that LSU wasn't nothing to nobody until Nick Saban really got there and said, where are all the good players? And you know what the switch is for the good players. He brought the good players in. 2003, National Championship. 2007, National Championship. 2011. 2019 with Ed Orgeron. You know, as soon as you decide that you want them boot boys to come play for you, you get the Leonard Fournettes of the world, who somehow did not win a national championship, by the way. Joe Burrow comes down to sloppy seconds from Ohio State, turns into one of the greatest college football players who's ever played the game. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Terrace Marshall, Derek Stingley. Good Lord. So right now, I got to say Alabama for the time being, but that's because Alabama's always been about college football because Alabama economy is built around college football. Birmingham will be the first people to tell you that. Auburn, they like it so much so that Auburn has won a national championship in the 2020s, in the 21st century. Ole Miss ain't done that. Mississippi State ain't done that. Arkansas ain't done. You can keep going down the list. Oklahoma's done it once, and that was the early parts, right? It's 25 years ago. That Auburn could win a national championship at any juncture shows you just what college football means in the state of Alabama. That's why I look at Georgia Tech and go, if y'all wanted it, y'all could have it. Y'all in Atlanta. You know how many great studs come out of the Atlanta area? All y'all got to do is out-recruit Georgia. But Kirby Smart ain't about to let that happen. So I wondered about this as I watched this photo of Lincoln Riley and wondered what's going on in California, wondered what's going on at SC, and then thought about what could have been and what is not, frankly, because he decided he wanted to get up and leave and go to LA. It's a wild world we living in.